welcome. Ah, I had to make an effort to not make my first sound on the mic a sniff. There it is. Sorry. I developed a very small cold over the past couple of days, I think. Anyway. So, this would be the 100th and also the first one that's at 3 instead of 2 for me, since that works a bit better for scheduling. I felt much better not being in a hurry to get here to start this before lunch. So I could have lunch, I mean. So, I don't know, shall I wait around a moment? I feel like I should at least wait a minute or two, since it's not really 3 yet. Seems like the last thing we looked at was Odyssey in the Odd Jobs series. Hello. So that leaves Officially Corrupt as the next one to look at. Not that many O's left. I doubt I'll finish all of them today, but there's at least a decent number of them anyway. Have I downloaded... Oh, I haven't downloaded everything that starts with P yet. I should probably fix that. Just do that real quick while I'm still waiting. Please excuse the sniffing. Hello. I'm just downloading everything starting with P since it looks like well, there's not terribly many O's. I'm probably not going to finish them this week, but... Alright, there we go. So, Officially Corrupt by not Eric Hermansen. These are not the original 25 levels of Deadly Rooms. Permission was granted by Reimer allowing me to edit original rooms. Alright. So I wonder who really made this. Navi, apparently? I hope you're not going to charge me for the top level. I already cleaned it up. Well, mostly. King Dugan. Beethro found himself staring at a familiar layout, a couple rock piles next to a corridor which was just to the right of the center of the room. Not that Beethro really cared, it just seemed a little odd. What was intriguing to the Smite Master was how he had ended up in this curious position. No matter, there was sure to be some fighting to do. Based on King Dugan's dungeon, first level, the entrance. I never would have guessed. What's to the south? Based on King Dugan's dungeon, 17th level, 1 south. I guess you just replaced the tar with mud and gel. Well, I expected south to take me out, so where does north go? Well, this is based on first level 1 north. All I did was walk south. Based on 1 north, 1 east. Notice that there's rocks in the way. So I guess this is just a mishmash of remixed versions of various rooms from Dugan's dungeon, but all inside 1 level? Maybe I'll just try a room then. I'm gonna go back to that room a couple of them south from here. We change to Iceworks style for exactly 1 room, and then come to some other style, which is yet again different from the one that I was in the entrance. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. Oh, thank heavens, vision token. So this vision token informs me that I should be getting the mud first. Probably. What opens this? Oh, okay. But that's also a tar gel token, so I basically don't need to care about the gel closing itself up there. Or at least it doesn't look like it anyway. should be failing to do this correctly, honestly. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that's not quite going to be enough, eh? I should be doing 4 at a time. Yeah. Alright, no more Mud Mother. Oh wait, I need to go up to the button anyway. Oh yeah, it does. Ah, oh well. Let's try again. So, certainly among my options is just cutting this portion of gel. Actually, since it's gel, it won't grow once I've cut it off from the mother. This is what I get for not paying enough attention. Oh, but first I should do this. That ensures that I can always cut the mud and get into the mud area. At least that appears to be what that does. I probably don't need to worry about having 1 or 2 little blobs in this area to contend with once it's tar, because I'm pretty sure I can get back out of the mud area pretty quickly regardless. Oh, what a pain. Maybe I don't want that blob to go west. Is that bad? That might be better. Let's... That might be better. Hopefully. No, that's not much better. Getting rid of gel itself is a little bit of a tedious task, I suppose. Just sort of inherently. I can't have that there. I really need that to grow in a way that lets me cut it. That's better, probably. That ought to be enough clear to where if I just cut it off from the rest of the gel, I should be fine at this point, in my opinion. This is overall just sort of annoying, though. Have I messed this up? Is there no way to cut the gel now? I guess I can't cut the middle like that. I need to cut it starting on the edges and going up or down. Starting on one of the edges, I mean. Like this edge, perhaps. That might work a bit better. Alright, let's clear these out. I probably don't want that there. There we go, that's what I want. That should be enough to where I can make it all the way back after I clear out, after I get rid of the tar mother. Somebody above me is loud, stomping on the floor or something. Alright, no more mud mother. So I can go ahead and actually just cut my path here first. Then go make it into tar. Now I should just be able to make my way to the tar mother without too much trouble. Well ahead of any issues forming. Well, especially if instead of doing that I go another tile in and just march through. Yep, that's easy enough. So the entire difficulty of this room is basically contained in this one tiny area right here between the door and the ortho squares. Which I suppose it's worth mentioning ortho squares wouldn't have existed in the original version. Anyway. What's to the east? This looks like maybe a passage leading to that room. Oh, hi. This room is based on 14th level 1 north. It looks a bit irritating, yeah. Just here's a room full of goblins with trapdoors. Have fun. I guess I can just sort of try to cut them off a bit. I guess the original version didn't have trapdoors. That sort of makes sense. Yeah, that would really be a pain. There's still some secret room in, I think, Dugan's Dungeon, or maybe Rooted Hold, where it's like, here's a tiny square of trapdoors and like a million goblins and a red gate. Have fun. I need to get these guys out of that dead end somehow. Maybe this will work. Yeah, that's probably it. I did not solve that room without just straight up copying a demo. backtrack if I'm like this. Yeah, okay. Now I'll just lead this guy, hopefully to the room's exit, but anyway, to some dead end or other. That works. Not too difficult, really. Alright, what's this? I couldn't approach this room from the other end, but I wonder if there's really a good reason for that or not. Got a couple rattlesnakes. I guess I can't read that scroll until I clear this room, perhaps? There's a lot of mess here. So, there's 2 rattlesnakes, the purpose of which I don't know. There's this that toggles those doors. There's soldiers, which won't actually be able to move anywhere. They're just kind of stuck in here. All of these buttons apparently open these doors, or open this door, as does that button, which I can't actually use. There's a black gate here for no apparent reason. So there's... what? What is the purpose of all this? Wow. So just to be sure that I can tell, there is definitely no way for the soldiers to ever escape where they've been put. No matter what. Why are there rattlesnakes? Why are there mirrors? My best guess is that I'm supposed to, yeah, get mirrors on both of the buttons and then somehow unbrain the roach so that he will go after one of the soldiers and get himself killed? There's only 4 mirrors. How can I unbrain the roach with 4 mirrors? Do I need the rattlesnakes? Or can I just dispose of them? Alright, I'm gonna get rid of the rattlesnakes just so that I can experiment in this room. I'm assuming that I probably need them for something, but I can't figure out what while they're breathing down my neck. So, if a rattlesnake pushes one of these, let's see, if the rattlesnake is placed exactly these 2 tiles and this tile, no, the rattlesnakes are 3 tiles long, so if a rattlesnake is on this button with its head, the only way that I could possibly hope to kill it, well no, I wouldn't be able to kill it, so I don't want the rattlesnakes to stand on the one-use pressure plates. Presumably the only point of those plates is to keep me from killing the roach. Even though that's a really pointless thing for them to do, since I still have to make it to the brain anyway. Do I need to manipulate the rattlesnakes into being a brain blocker for this? Because that just doesn't seem plausible. Well, if I put 2 mirrors... if I use 2 mirrors, I can actually unbrain the roach completely. Maybe I'm supposed to put the rattlesnakes on these buttons? But do I have to do that? It doesn't look like I have to do that. This appears to work. Okay. Why were the rattlesnakes in this room? I didn't need them. Despite the fact that this room has changed quite a bit, this is in fact Gatib, Drakendut's fortress to north. Okay. So this is from Gunthro and the Epic Blunder, apparently. That might explain why it doesn't look familiar, I guess. Why? I don't understand the design of that room, though. Why were there rattlesnakes? Were they supposed to be necessary? Or were they just fluff? I really can't tell whether that was an unintended solution or not. Based on King Dugan's Dungeon, 8th level, 3 south, 1 east, Journey to Rooted Hold, 14th level, 1 north, 1 west. Are those two rooms that closely resemble each other? Like one of them is tar and one of them is mud, and oh, here's now the gel version. Have fun. That's my best guess as to what I'm looking at here. Oh dear. I guess I should just shake all of this gel babies out of here. Anyway, but yeah. So I guess the architect didn't realize that I could unbrain the roach that way and thought that I had to use the rattlesnakes to do that. It's interesting to me that this room is actually much easier with gel than with anything else because well, the only thing that the gel mother can do is make more babies. Whereas with tar or mud, you would have to deal with this other, all these other blobs either growing or making more babies. What makes this complicated, I guess, is just the behavior of the gel babies. I'm trying to clear out to where I can get in facing east. Trying to clear out what's west of me right now. Because I don't see that I could get through there unless that's clear. But I also need the area to the east to not be too full. I'm wondering whether I'm doing this the right way. Like, is it spawning more than I can kill this way? From what I can tell with gel, this is the only way in, because all the other broken walls are ill-placed to let me in this way, to let me actually get in with gel. There's just this one guy to the east of me that I would like to not have be there. Maybe I need to go around and pull him off. That might work. Because now there won't be anyone to my east, which is really where the problem was. Yeah, this should probably work. At least get me in the door. Sure. I guess there's not one with gel in a TCB, because of course that one doesn't take place in a similar location the way this did. Oops. So now where is there an inside corner that I can reach the gel from? I don't see that there is one. Hang on, did this room... Yeah, no, the room looked like this when I walked... Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry. A little bit of focus blindness. Obviously, this spot right here is where I have to go to get in. So this is interesting. The difficulty was all just getting inside once. Yeah, probably. Seems plausible. Well, I'm not sure if it was necessary for... Oh wait, no, that opens the wall, right? Never mind. So So now I just need to get around to the rest of this area. That should be fine. I would honestly love to see something like this made with even more complicated, fancy elements from the likes of TSS, just thrown into various rooms that were previously from the old King Dugan's dungeon and so on. It'd be kind of interesting to see what kind of severe alterations could be made to those things. It's probably a good idea for a contest, honestly. Although it's possible someone already made a contest entry like that? Maybe not. I vaguely remember someone made a remake of that room with the really irritating trapdoor maze, where like you have like a tiny narrow area and there's a bunch of orbs you have to press in exactly the right order. But I don't remember what contest that was. So what be this? I guess the goal of this room is to make the adder eat everything for you, which is a bit of a pain, but sure. It's all kind of the right shape to where the adder can eat it all, I think. And the adder can be made shorter and therefore easier to deal with by... excuse me. Can be made shorter, therefore easier to deal with by turning it around on itself when it gets too long. I'm not sure how to finish off the adder, though. At least it's fairly easy to get around all these various gel babies that are produced because they are trying to move diagonally and can't. The hot tiles are mostly an irritation, though, I'll admit. Oh yeah, once I've cleared, okay. Once all of the tar stuff is gone, then you get sword. So I'll get a sword in a little bit. But first I have to coax him into eating that mud. There we go. Oops. Ta-da! Oops. Intelligent, eh? So I wonder what this room was based on. Well, I guess the scroll will tell us in a moment, but... not sure if east was the best way to face my sword here. Yeah, diagonal is probably going to be a little better. Let's just get rid of this guy first. Make things much easier. Oops. There we go. TCB Frozen Depths 1 North 1 East. I see. So it's okay. So this did originally have the adder and the tar stuff types.
What did I miss?
Oh, hi, Half. Journey to Rooted Hold, 13th level, 2 North, 1 East. Okay. So here we have a control room for Half to do. We have a bunch of Ormites for no apparent reason. We have these, I guess. So how do I open this? I need... okay, Half's just going to hit a button that opens all that. Do I need the goblin or roach for something?
Got it.
Or can I just kill them when he goes and opens the door? Looks like I can just kill them, probably. Well, that one's going to be a problem. There we go. I don't know of any reason why I shouldn't have done that. Not that I can't imagine there wasn't a reason. Not that I can't imagine that there wouldn't be, that there would, whatever. There might have been a reason for that, but I'm not sure what it would have been. Something like that. Okay. So we want to be facing a bit of a favorable direction. And just trap the goblin like that.
Got it.
Alright. Now how do I get this last goblin? Keep him from sliding out of the room. I guess a narrow passageway would be my friend here. Maybe. There's surprisingly little goblins on ortho squares, just plain killing them in the whole, in the game as a whole that I can remember. I wonder if I could chase him onto that open door to the north here, north of this tile. Just chase him onto that, chase him onto the trapdoors past that, and kill him that way? That seems unlikely. Yeah. So how do I kill this guy? Did I mess up near the beginning? Now let's just go back here.
Got it.
3 tiles wide. So like this. Like what's to my west here? Because that's 4, that's like 5 tiles wide. I'm just not familiar with the techniques here, I guess. I wonder. Something here sticks out to me a bit. I'm curious if there's a reason for it to stick out. Maybe not. Because there's just this one tile of not Ormites that's sitting out here on this island for no apparent reason. I would have to guess that there might be a reason for that to be there. But the goblin really likes being behind me by the time I get there. There we go, that's it. Can I exit from here? I think so. Yeah. Just need to go this way. Or all the way around, but this way will be faster. So I guess the original probably didn't have the ortho squares. Would be my assumption at least.
What's going on? Hey, Unc.
It's really interesting how just the presence of something in an odd place like this can serve as a very big hint that that's involved in the solution, possibly. What be this? Based on Gateb, Inglos Keep, 1 south, 2 east. Alright. So, this looks like a nightmare of some kind. I mean, our goal is literally just to stick this guy on a button and make him stay there for like 20 turns or so, from what I can tell. Because he has to... Okay, hang on. Alright, I misread this a little bit, but basically I need him on that button when I get to that door, which is going to involve some dancing for sure. How do I... Am I ill-positioned, or... No, go northeast. Why won't you go northeast? Why do you keep just going north? What the heck? This button is really irritatingly placed. Like, it could stand to be maybe just a little bit to the west, maybe? Just like one tile west of where it is would be nice. Well, I'm trying to make it work, but it's not working. He's too... Like, there's just not enough space to really make him go... to give him more than one step to go through. And it doesn't appear to be possible to make him dance beyond this point. Because no matter where I go, except for backwards, he just moves forward here. That's slightly better. Okay, good enough. I guess I need to kill you first, huh? Alright then. That was a thing. Here's the blue door. So I guess we'll revisit this later, possibly. Based on Suit Pursuit Level 1, 1 South. I don't think I've ever played Suit Pursuit, nor do I know what it's about. Is that a Smite Master selection? Okay. So this is some bizarre efficiency thing, I guess. Like, hit the rattlesnake as many times as you possibly can. I don't see myself successfully solving this one. Let's just try something else. I'm increasingly curious, though, who exactly not Eric Hermansen is that built this. I guess their username was marked as Navi for the holds, as far as the hold is concerned. Looks like I haven't been here and to the east, and to the south from there. So what could be beyond this point? Ah! That makes sense. Navi, NAVI. Yeah. This is based on Echo Chasms, 1 south, 1 west. Alright. So, what is our goal here? We've got a queen, which can produce as many roaches as we want. I could build a bridge here, easy enough. I could bring the queen, or I could bring the roaches. I'm gonna try bringing the queen and see what happens. She is irritatingly brained, but it should still be possible to get her where I want her. Probably. Maybe... Okay. Why did you suddenly decide to move that way? I didn't do anything different. What the heck? I don't know what I did differently to make her decide to go... Oh well. I just wanted her to go west anyway, so this is fine. I'm just confused as to why her behavior suddenly changed for no apparent reason. Alright, so now I'm just gonna try and push this queen across that force arrow. I think that should work. Brain queens don't really have any qualms about going through force arrows. Yeah. Because they're trying to do the opposite of what the brain would tell them to do with, would tell a roach to do, I mean, in the same position. Which mainly means that they're willing to go over force arrows regularly. Okay, so this is what I want. I want her to be forced to go to the east here, if possible. That's not east. That's still not east. Oh, never mind. It's brain, so it'll just jump across anyway. Brain queens are irritating, I guess, in every single way except for getting them trapped, because they're very good at avoiding traps. Apparently. Okay, I need this platform to not be... Yeah, there we go. Alright. So I just need her back on the platform. And I should easily be able to push her, hopefully. Will you please go somewhere besides where you are right now? Like, favorable place, please. How do I make you go east? That's a little better. No, stay there. Don't... Oh dear. I guess this works. Because I just need to put the queen into the box with the snake. Then I can go in there and kill everything. Finish up. Oops. Yeah, right might help if I have an exit. Ta-da! I guess that's what was here, in this direction from that room. This looks like it connects up, but I guess that's just an artifact of the original room's design. As far as I can tell, the only room I'm missing is the Killer Rattlesnake Really Fast room. Oh yeah, definitely. I guess there wasn't really a checkpoint very close to that either. It looks to me like the Super Suit remake is the only one I'm missing at this point. So I may as well try it again, even though I really doubt I will ever solve that.
What's going on? Got it.
A door is going on, Half. Isn't that amazing? I can't go that way.
What's going on? Got it.
I don't actually care about the door, Half. I just want you to have to do work. That's unusually mean, isn't it? Alright, so how in the world am I supposed to do this? Like, I can get one hit in doing that, and I can get another in like this, I guess. At this point, my sword is turned completely the wrong way, and if I turn my sword, then I'm going to lose any progress as far as getting closer to the snake as I had. Oh, never mind. I just did it while trying to explain why I couldn't do it. How did I do that? I don't know. But I'm not seeing the exit level, which means that I must have missed another room somewhere else. Oh well. Where could there be another room? Ah! North of that. Oh well. I don't really know, like, I wouldn't say that I at least like, what's the word I'm looking for? I couldn't possibly explain how I solved that to somebody else. I just tried to make the best move at each possible point, very intuitively somehow. I don't know. I would phrase it that I got lucky. Based on 8th level 6 south 3 east and Journey to Rooted Hold 14th level 4 north 1 west. So I guess this room is just nothing. It's like, here's some gel babies, not in a threatening position at all. Oh, okay. This is the nightmare room. Have fun. We put gel in it this time to intensify the nightmares. This room is the communication of the architect's hatred. Straight to the player's button pressing fingers. Yep. It's like it's the only room left now in the whole level, so I gotta try and do it, right? Completely unintentional, I assure you. Is that tunnel really important? I guess, I don't know. Maybe I have to come back. I'm just not sure how important that tunnel really is. Like, I do need a path to exit through, eventually. When I clear the room, need a way out. But when I clear the room, I'm probably going to be back down here anyway, cleaning up one of the last few babies. Just because of how everything is set up here. So is there really a point to fretting about that? Can I make this not a square? Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Maybe I should try to go north instead? This seems maybe promising. Maybe not. Why is there a green door here at all? I don't know which way I can even start going. Because nothing really seems to work. I can't make this cut in a way that's actually favorable to me, it seems like. Like I would like to just make this square here traversable, but not square, but this rectangle to my north. I want to make it cuttable, but there doesn't seem to be a way to do that. If I try to cut north, though, I wind up cutting the green door in a manner which then makes it impossible to go farther north. Because now at this point I can't do anything to go north. So that can't be the right way to go, because it doesn't work. So which way can I go? If I can't go to the west and I can't go to the east, which way am I able to go? I just, like, how? Where can I go? I don't know what I can do here. Like, there's no way in. There is no way to make this blob to my left cuttable. So what am I supposed to be able to do? Does that help? Not really. Nope. Is there a cracked wall somewhere that I'm not seeing? Like, how anywhere am I supposed to get in? Get anywhere near any of these? We don't have a flamethrower custom weapon. That's a disappointment, isn't it? We have like lasers and rockets. We don't have a flamethrower. Although I'm not really sure how the flamethrower would be distinct from other custom weapons. I mean, we do have ray gun. I guess you could try to define some kind of cone for a flamethrower to hit. I don't know. I guess if someone does ever develop a custom flamethrower and it destroys tar stuff on contact with its attack, you should build a copy of this room that the player can just blaze through as one of the tutorial rooms. That'd be pretty funny. Like, I don't know exactly how the room was structured before, like whether where there now are tunnels and green doors, if that was all walls or how much of it was walls. But depending, it seems like you took a geometry that was already unfavorable for, you know, gel cutting and made it even less favorable by adding these green doors under the gel. Like, if that was just floor and not a green door, I would be perfectly able to go north here. But because it's decided that it has to be a green door here, under the gel, it's just impossible to proceed. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure whether the green door here was a green door or a wall or what in the mud and gel versions. I mean, in the mud and tar versions. I mean, I feel like the tar wasn't over any walls originally. There, okay. I might have found what I needed to do to start this room. Unfortunately, that means I have to continue this room. I don't really understand what I did, but probably this, something like this, I guess. It's almost a technique of some kind, like turning a corner that's not good into a corner that you can hit. I don't know. If that technique doesn't have a name, it should be called that, including the I don't know part, because why not? As they say, one down. I guess I should go back, since any two-tile passageways are going to be pretty useless for navigating this. Oh wait, I want to go east, not north here. Oops. The most fascinating thing about gel cutting sometimes is how with every other kind of tar stuff there is consistently an extremely straightforward way to clear the babies and make them not a problem. But when you're trying to cut gel, you almost always need to worry about the babies trapping you in a place where you can't survive if you have nowhere to back up to. I wonder how different optimization would be if pushing control weight only used up one move in the demo count, like in the scoring demo turn count. So like instead of that using up however many turns there are to 30, as far as the scoring was concerned, that only took you one turn to wait around 30 turns. I mean, because conceptually, waiting for the next 30th turn is a single step that the player takes. You're intentionally forfeiting however many turns until the 30th. Because you have to wait around for something to happen. I'm not saying it's a change that should be made. I'm just saying I wonder how it would impact the way people optimize rooms. No. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna go up this way, maybe, if I can. Yeah. Well, this is bad. Let's not let that happen. Let's just get rid of this. Like, wow, could it grow any less conveniently for me? There we go. More green doors. What am I doing? There we go. This is what I wanted to start this off. Really? Maybe I need to have come that way. Yeah, that gives me 2 tiles to work with. I don't think so. That particular location, I won't interact with at all if I go south from the next gel number. Because I'll just pass through there, I'll just tunnel there and then tunnel straight to the south. I'm not 100% sure even why that tunnel has an exit. I'm less certain about the far south tunnel, which I will have to get to if I'm using the tunnel exit. I'm having to clean what's behind me a bit because otherwise... Otherwise, I get a gel baby behind me when I'm trying to cut what's in front of me, and it's just a giant mess. I probably don't want that guy to still be alive. Alright, maybe this is far enough where I won't need to worry about that as much. Hopefully. I don't really care that there is gel growing behind me. Now, can I exit in this state, or do I need to go back before I kill the mother and clear a path? Let's see. No, we're good. Okay. What a room. What a room. I think I nominate that for worst room in the hold. Which is probably saying something because it still involved thinking quite a bit to figure out just how to enter in the first place. I just didn't really enjoy it. But at least there weren't like a million gel babies left over at the end that I had to go clean up everywhere. Like there would have been with Tar, I think. Or like I consistently had with Tar, anyway. Alright. It's the end of the level? Oh, okay. Based on Gatta Palace of Winds 3 East. Thanks to beta testers 12th Archivist, Discorin, Elfstone, Gamer Extreme 101, Jeff Ray, MX Vladi, Shik, and someone else. I couldn't have done it without the lot of you who went through the misery of playing this hold. Thanks. A particular thanks to MX Vladi for really helping with unsolved solutions, unintended solutions. You've been a big help. Thanks again. NM, which I'm sure is Navith Mastero. Hey, if you can get to this room before exiting the level, before clearing the level, you can go west. Probably not. Wow, Bethro said as he trudged down the stairs. It had been an odd adventure and had even pierced Bethro's tough skin. He was feeling a little nostalgic. Anyway, it was time to leave that place behind and have a roach burger. All that smiting had made Bethro quite hungry. Thanks for playing. I hope you enjoyed. NM. Alright then. That was officially corrupt. Let's look at the old school. There's no school like the old school, an Architect's Edition hold made in the modern era, so it's time to revisit the classics, all the old styles of puzzles, some rooms easy, some rooms far from easy. So it says the modern style. I wonder which style was modern with this when this came out, because it says 2009? I would imagine that's maybe TCB or possibly Gatta, but not TSS era. So this would be like a predecessor to King Neriek's dungeon. Is that how you say that? Anyway. As he went down another set of stairs, Bethro had a flashback to an old way of doing things, to a unique set of limitations, to an elegant simplicity with many possibilities and flaws. Welcome to the old school. Credits: Hold designed by Calamarain, thanks to beta testers Agaricus 5, Discorin, Boy Blue, Curious Shy Rabbit, Bombadil, Briareos. Okay. To the trapdoors. Okay. There's no red gate here, so I guess this is just a hub room of some sort. Alright, here we've got ourselves an annoying Wraithwing to contend with. A few Roach Queens. He's placed just right to not get into row with me right here, which I would really prefer if he did. I'm not really sure how to deal with this guy. It has to be from this entrance. My first guess would have been try to smash him up against one of these Roach Queens, but I don't see a way to do that anywhere. There's not really any space to try. Because I'm certainly not going to get him up against the room edge to the east, right? At best, I can have him here and not quite be able to kill him. So how am I supposed to do this then? There's no way to push a queen out to somewhere more useful. Say to produce a bunch of roaches. There's just no queens that I can do that with. There's no way to pull him in line. Oh, there is. Okay. So I can pull him in line with me here, which is a little better. It's not quite what I want, but... I forgot what I did here. How did I do that? just feels like a magic spell that that exact shape achieves the desired result, but no other shape does. Oh well. So what do we have here? Sometimes doors are more helpful than you think. What? Well, let's see. I guess I should come in from this entrance, because I really want that roach to survive long enough to actually kill the snake for me. So let's trap him at these corners. He should just stick around while I go take care of this. He can find a new home while I do this. This is some pretty clever geometry, I would say. What's the best way to... That's okay. I mean, that's not really what I want, though. Let's see. I can get rid of all that. And I want this to be a good trap for him. There we go. There we go. Now I just need to pull him in with the snake. There we go. Yeah, this is very nice. This is a very clever use of just what's present. I guess I can't enter this room from this direction. Oh, well, this looks like some kind of nightmare. This is literally just a trapdoor maze. It's fundamentally the same as making one with ortho squares, except that, you know, you don't have ortho squares here. Like, you could rotate this 90 degrees or so in just the right way, not 90, 45 degrees, and make a picture where you would have an ortho square maze. But not a terrible or very too annoying one, I guess. Did I ever try King Neriak's dungeon? Because that should be under K, right? Or N? It's probably under K, though. I don't remember when it came out or if I actually tried it out at any point. If I didn't, I probably should. Well, this looks like a pain of some description. So... I could take a quick peek at it anyway. Really, dude? I just need you to go in with the snake, not with me. Not to me, go to the snake. I guess I have to keep a brain goblin in front of me. Which brained is really not the word to emphasize here. Or just the fact that there's a goblin. Oh yeah, I do sort of remember that now that I think about it. Would you please, sir, go in with the snake? Thank you. Now this is a massive pain. No. you get off the trapdoors, please, and stay there? Thank you. Wrong way, Goblin. Don't go that way. There. Stay over there. Get off the trapdoors. Stay off the trapdoors. Get out of my face. Thank you. Well, this is thoroughly unhelpful. How do I keep him over there? How is this supposed to work? This is just really stupid. Like, I went to the trouble of dealing with each of these the hardest way I could think of, specifically because I figured that would make the way back easier. But no, it has to be really picky about that one thing at the end. Why? Sheesh. Trapdoor challenge. This room is not required to complete the level and drop the blue door. Okay. Some kind of weird mimic-based room. This looks like a nightmare. I don't want to engage with this, because this looks like a complete nightmare. I don't even. What's to the east of this room? Oh. I don't know why I thought there was a room edge to the east. There was not. Okay. This room does not, in fact, have a red door. Thank goodness. I just need to bonk this Wraithwing against that goblin somehow. Emphasis perhaps on somehow. The Wraithwing is always going to be closer to me is always going to be farther away than the goblin. clever. I wouldn't say I like it, though. Sure, but it needs to be a box that is placed so that I also somehow have a straight line to the point right in front of the box, which is almost impossible to properly arrange without leaving room for the goblin to slip off. There. Yeesh. There we go. It was mainly easier to do north-south than east-west because there was more space to exist in the north-south direction. At least I think so. Trapdoor challenge. Oh, this is a harder version of the previous room. Have they not invented secret rooms at this point? Is that why there's not secret rooms? Or did the architect just not feel like calling them secrets? Because basically I would imagine in any later edition of the Hold it would be... In any Hold made with the later editions, I would imagine those would be secret rooms. What's this say? Credits. Oh, I already read that. To the roaches. Let's look at the roaches. I see. That would have been my guess, yeah. So, this mini room does not have a brain. My guess is that I need to kill the brains to unbrain the roaches before I do that. So I should try to clear the brain roached rooms first. Oh, look at that. That's a clever thing. Huh. Okay. Sure. Nope, just floor there. I guess it just looks that way because we felt like making it look that way. And now they're unbrained, so this should be doable in theory, at least. Yeah, just step back and do that. Okay. It's very clever to set it up so that one of them doesn't have a brain. It's nice to trick, it's a good way to trick the player, at least, if the player isn't paying enough attention to whether or not a brain is present. Okay, what are the rules here? Okay. I guess we want to enter facing this way, and since I have to move east after that, I'm only allowed these three directions to face. Northeast, northwest, west, and southwest. And apart from that, it's just kill brain queens while in an open space. Which is going to prove irritating because brain queens are always annoying to kill. Annoying, but not that hard, I guess. Looks to me like I could have mostly done that while facing only northwest. What's this about? Something invisibility. So I have one use of invisibility, and I have to basically decide where that's going to be used, I guess. So it's a question of where do I have no other options for how to get the queen where I need her. My inclination, of course, is to try not to use it at all, and see where I run into trouble. So we get this. I can go up there, but I don't want to go all the way to the north. Not really. Could this be where I should use it? Because it's hard, I'm having a hard time seeing how else I can push the queen through such a narrow space there. Let's give it a shot. See if there's somewhere else I wish I'd had it. So now already I need to get rid of it. And we have a problem. Now, if I had taken the West potion first, then I would be undoing my hard work by taking the East one. So that can't be what I need to do to fix this. Maybe I should get past this obstacle by taking it in a different position. With the queen in a different position, I mean. I'm not sure which one that should be, though. That just leads back to where she started. I can stick her there. I don't know that that's useful, but I can. I don't know that there's a way to get her into any other positions while I'm after the invisibility potion. I can do this. This doesn't seem very useful. I don't really know what way to use the potions there is, besides using one to make her stop running away from me, and then using the other to make her resume from a different position. And maybe pushing her a little bit in between. I don't really see any other place or way that I could use them. Maybe this? This at least leads to a new position, which could be useful. Right. Yeah, this works. We must have had the same thing in mind, more or less. Just, oh hey, it's a classic, put the roaches in the box puzzle. Gotta have those. Now, do any of these orbs do something silly? No? Okay. As usual, the main trick with put the roach in the box puzzles, kind of the very first trick to look out for, is putting them into the bigger boxes first. And the smallest box for last. I sort of see what you mean. I can't actually hit those two that are on the door, but they can escape to get to this box. I had in mind to do this box last anyway because it's the smallest one. Or at least to my perception it looks smallest, even though it's maybe not that much smaller than the northeast one. Whoops, I made him gasp over his victory laugh. Did not mean to do that. 32nd place tie. Wow. What is this? This is a nightmare of some description, closely related to the one west of here. This looks like a thing. I wonder what this thing is about. So, you can do this, and you can do that, and I guess this is put the goblin in front, is what the thesis of this puzzle is. I don't know how to put the goblin in front, but it seems like that's what I need. So I guess I can shake some of these roaches off to the west, maybe, and push them in front of them. A little bit, kind of, sort of. Oop. I'm trying to get them out of there so I can... That kind of works, maybe? Yeah, go around, and then pull him on over here. That's it, right? Well, maybe I need the roaches to be on the other side of the pit, but that should be it, right? Now the goblin will come out first. I can tell him to kill this snake for me, and then get rid of him. And the roaches are just... I guess it didn't matter that the roaches were west of the pit, as long as I could get past the snake, huh? That's a pretty neat idea. It's a really interesting way of creating a requirement, I think. The construction of the constraint to require the goblin to come out. I guess it's really just a snake placed in a place where you can't use a roach to kill it, so you need a goblin, and it's also in your way, so you need the goblin first. I just think the design of it was pretty clever, I suppose. So here we have a brained wraithwing. Yep. Giant roach horde. And a braithed ringwing? I can't talk. I can't words. So what is my goal, I guess? Just to survive this roach horde? Okay. Maybe I should face this way. I don't know, my very first guess would be to try and abuse the brain invisible brain as an obstacle, and maybe also the brain invisible Wraithwing to make like a nicer flow of roaches to come at me instead of this chaotic mess that kills me. Circling almost works, but not quite. I'm sure that maybe this is not the clever way the author had in mind, because it seems pretty messy if this does work. I really do not know. I mean, I guess I could just kill the brain. Then what? Then there is not quite enough room to shake them to make them manageable, it seems like. I just don't see that the Wraithwing is really particularly useful no matter what I try to do. I was going to say this particular bout of circling is working better than the previous one did, but I'm not so sure it is now. I'm still getting stuck after a bit. Maybe? I'm uncertain. Well, I'm guessing that what I had there was probably... no. I've never stepped on that X, really? I thought I had. Oh well. Anyway, I'm guessing that putting the Wraithwing exactly there is probably what the architect had in mind. Let's take another look at this, though, then. This circling business. Granted, I don't really remember what I did, which is why I was hoping to find a restore point partway into that. It's really hard to identify what the difference is between one of these circling attempts and another. You're not being a nuisance. I think it's interesting to see if an unintended solution that doesn't really involve the Wraithwing can work. Yeah, look at that. This works. I'm not completely confident this didn't use the Wraithwing a little bit to kind of prime the roaches into the correct positions, because that's such a giant chaotic system, that giant chunk of brained roaches, that probably just one little thing being different would completely change how you would have to go about the circling, and maybe whether or not the circling would work at all. Let's see. I'm curious. So I know what it's going to be. The north is snakes, the west is something else. I would kind of like to try at least one more hold. Let's see. What is to the west here, anyway? Tar. Well, I don't know about that. Nasty tar puzzles? Maybe not. Well, we've seen like half the hold, basically. That's pretty good. Well, not necessarily an entire half, but pretty close to it. I'd like to try another hold, since it is the 100th, and I really don't have anything else that I have to do today. I'm going to take just a moment's break because, among other things, the window right behind my monitor is now blaring sunlight into my eyes. So I'll be right back. I'm going to shut the mic off while I do this. Okay, you probably heard a loud noise as the mic turned on. For whatever reason, turning on the mic, I can see a big spike of noise in the mic aux on OBS whenever I do that. So, let's look at Old Tower by Henri, aka Doom, a small collection of puzzles, no punctuation. City Beneath, based. First level. And so Beethro descended into yet another complex filled with deadly traps and creatures. Old Tower, so is he descending the tower or ascending the tower? Looks like he's ascending it, not descending. Alright, so I noticed that there is an adder here. So this is 100% shove an adder west, have fun. Cool. Actually, am I mistaken, or is this a room, is this a finish the level first puzzle? Let's keep going. Here's a bunch of rattlesnakes you have to do something magic with. Yeah, okay. There is an invisibility potions available. So, what is the deal here? You need to go in and have all 4 of these open. Go press this. And then magically, by pressing this, open the way for the... Okay. So this room is 100% stack the rattlesnakes into the middle, up against each other in a very specific way. This is not what I would call an auspicious start, having puzzles purely about snake manipulation just in the first 2 visible rooms. But at least the invisibility potion makes me feel like I might have a chance at doing this, because I can, deal with only 1 snake at a time. Maybe have some of my progress stick around. Sometimes, maybe. Not sure. Mostly just pushing a snake south. Pushing a 2-tile snake anywhere is a giant annoyance. I guess in theory I can manipulate which cycle a snake is on by stepping away from it or letting it go away from me when it's... Yeah, this might work, maybe. If I can get all the way around to the other side of that snake, and, well, if I could get above that snake, this would work. I guess. Can I get above this snake? I don't think so. Nah. This isn't gonna work. I can't make this work. But... let's see. I really doubt I can really make this work under any conditions, really. I said really like 6 times. Like, instead of calling it Old Tower, you could just be honest and call it Snake Tower, I feel like. Is there any way to push him without... I doubt it. So that's no good. Do I need to do this guy first because of how restrictive the area north of that is? It really looks like that's not going to be much of a help. Like, it doesn't even matter who I do first because they're all complete nightmares to get in there, except by complete luck. can't make him go south, right? No matter what, he's gonna go north here. And yet here he decides to go north too. I don't know why. Maybe I'll just do the north one first and hope that that somehow helps. Instead of letting the east one, the west one be the first. At least then I don't have a restriction of not being able to go too far south. I'm too close to him. Otherwise this would work. Yeah, that's it. And then I need him to come south one tile, but not to... That'll work. Okay. Now the east side, hopefully. This has the feeling of very carefully assembling a house of cards, hoping the stiff wind won't just decide to blow it over at any time. That's what this feels like. Even though I've never actually assembled a house of cards in my life. That's the stereotypical metaphor that I can reach for in this situation to describe how I feel about this room's concept. Alright, 2 down. How in the world can I ever get the south one? I don't know. I'm going to pull a rattlesnake away so I don't have to deal with him while I try. Or try to do that at least. Yeah, you sit in that corner while I try and figure out your friend over here. Oh, how do you go north without me going too far north? Surprisingly easy? Why did that work so easily? I just feel ridiculously lucky that that worked. As well as it did. So now I just need to somehow magic this guy to the west. There. There. Done. Oh, it's satisfying to just kill these things with that done. Not snakes. Wait, no, it is snakes. What the heck? Why is it all snakes? Ah. Why does it all have to be snakes? Snake Control, The Hold. Would have been a better title for this than I guess than Oh, and I guess I'm not allowed to use the adder to kill anything else until I push some buttons? At least from what I can tell? Like, I'm not even sure I'm allowed to kill this roach, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I don't know what else to do with that. Yeah, no, if the adder shrinks, I'm doomed, so... First, I have to very painstakingly pull this roach out where he won't get eaten. Or something. No, don't go east yet. Get out of there. No, No. 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 Stay in the box. No. Why won't you just stay in your box for a little bit, please? Please stay in your box. Stay in your box. Like, this is just irritating. Why does it have to start this way? Why did you have to set it up so that I have to do something before ever growing the adder? Just make it as irritating as possible? It's like he's chasing the roach, for crying out loud. No. Get out of the box. Don't eat the roach. Don't eat the roach. Get out of the box. Just don't eat the roach. It's not that hard to figure out, is it? Thank you. Sheesh. So hit that button. And drag it back out. No. No. Don't eat. Don't. Thank you. Now I have to drag it out and make it go hit the other button. And then I can finally actually start the room, having done so. Did it really need to be made this painful to start out? Was there a good reason for that? Because I don't feel like there was. It'll automatically eat the roach and get back out. I don't think I don't see those secret walls to the north of one of those eyes. Beyond the green door in the north. I see that. Yourself, please. Just go up to where the eyes are, please. Just go west, please. Thank you. Like, I think my issue with this is I consider snake manipulation to be enough of a pain all by itself, without stacking on anything else that makes whatever task you need the snake for any harder. So I find needing to, like, very carefully, meticulously manipulate the snake and roach so that it doesn't get eaten before exiting to just be completely unnecessarily hard. And also I have no idea how to make the snake go into that left eye's pit. Trap area. Because it seems completely unwilling to do so. But I'm pretty sure I have to do that before I can do anything else. And after that, I guess I should go get the roach. I sure hope that's what I should do at this point. Will you please just... Thank you. Really? Okay. Now the roach. Come on, stop sitting around in your pole. Thank you. Now these two. And finally, just pull it into where all the decoys are, without it bonking into itself once, even once. Go west. Why won't you go west? What is wrong with you? No, don't do that. Go west. Come to the west, not randomly north and east all the time. Please. Just this way. This way, not that way, this way. Over here. No. There. Thank you. Sheesh. Is any of this level not horrible snake puzzles? Because that would be kind of nice for it to not be horrible snake puzzles. Oh, okay. Tricky bomb placement there with the wall. What is this? No, really, what is this? I see no... just two rattlesnakes here. There are buttons that close the doors on them and bring them into this area. There's some mechanism involving a roach. I have no idea. So if I walk in here, then that will close the way and force him out. And then I guess somebody needs to come all the way over here and open this door for me. And then what is this? What is this thing in the north? What? So I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea how any of this is supposed to work or be or do, or what any of this is. So, I don't know. Something goes north through here and pushes this button, which opens that door, which is useful somehow. Something else walks through here once the door is open and uses it to open that door, which closes because somebody steps on it. And when you step on that, this roach comes through. I guess I could walk through here and stand here, and as long as there was something occupying all of these spaces, the roach would pull through and let me out, and then I could exit again. And by doing so, that would open this door, which lets you go do this again. But first you have to do this, or possibly not first. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's our secret room for today, I guess, that we've seen that exists. There's no snakes in this room. I have a chance of understanding what's going on in it. Maybe. So these all open that, and then there is that. Okay, I have two decoys, so I guess I'm just supposed to lead the roach out of there with two decoys. Like pull him up. Then bring him south enough to chase me. Something like that. Not sure how that's supposed to work. I guess I could do this, and in that way have a place for a decoy to be closer, but that's not really helpful. The decoy being closer is not really helpful. Like, the closest that I can possibly keep the roach is anywhere that I can put a decoy north of him. Maybe I'm supposed to put one over here somewhere, and then there will be a closer decoy elsewhere? The closer one. As always, the closer one. Maybe this? No. This. Not close enough. Need him a bit farther north than that. Maybe just one tile farther north. Like here. That's what I thought. So put him here. Maybe that's close enough. Yes, okay. Wait, I don't want to kill him. What am I doing? There we go. Now, the other roach is already where I need him to be, more or less. I should be able to just pull him along by having these guys kill each other, in theory. And get him close enough. Maybe. I don't know for sure. No? So, the only way to get the first roach close enough is by being 2 tiles north, so this exact position is my only option. So the only thing I have control over there is which way he's facing. After which I need to put the second decoy here to pull the roach south and have him press the button. So having controlled the position of the first one, I guess the second one can be an extra tile south, or maybe not. Kinda sorta it can. Is this gonna give me enough space? Maybe don't kill it that way, kill it this way. Kill it this way. No, I want the next one to be south of that one. Let's try facing this one's sword differently. I want him to be on the other side of the decoy. Like, east of him instead of north of him. But I don't really see how to arrange that. Because I guess the roach is just always going to move right there. Yeah, I don't know what else I can possibly change here to fix this. I don't have control over where the first decoy is, because he has to be exactly in that position to get the first roach out. I only have control over which way he's facing. So if I want the third and fourth decoys to pull the roach south enough, the roach has to be east of one of them. But how do I make it do that? I guess I could do this. Does this help? Probably not. I can try though. Yeah, no, that's still too far away. Two steps. Also 2 steps. That's as far east as he can go. I don't see any way to make the western decoy meaningful. Like if I try to kill decoys to make it the closest one, then I'm always placing a decoy that's closer than it is. If I do this, I can slide the roach 2 tiles south and also have him be against the east side of a guy. Good enough. I don't know how to fix that. I'd like to just look at something else. Hi, mimics. How are you today? Do I need all of you? I also noticed there's a citizen here. And relay tokens. This looks like a mess. Yeah, okay. There's eyes and webbas. I guess we want this adder to go through here somehow. So somebody needs to go press this button, which causes this guy to go run disarm tokens. Okay. I guess he's just gonna go straight south, even though I don't know that for sure. Why are there hot tile build markers? What is this? So So this room is set up something, and then go through this tunnel, push this to open some doors. Sure. So if I do nothing, what happens? They create some weird assemblage of bombs, and then they murder themselves making hot tiles. Great. What happens if I leave the path wide open? They create a weird assemblage of bombs, and then they kill themselves on the hot tiles, but one of them presses the button, which disarms the player? Why do I care about disarming the player? This I don't understand. So, what? How? The only way to open this door. What? Huh? Okay. So the bombs. So if I want to shove mimics in there and have them survive long enough to be eaten, then they have to have their swords where they won't hit bombs. There's 2 pits that won't become bombs, but apart from that I have to rely on having swords placed vertically. Or can I what? I don't know what you're or can I ing. Oh well. So how long does the adder need to be? Obviously as long as possible is an answer, but not a very meaningful one. It seems almost like I need every possible tile occupied by a mimic, but I know that's impossible. Like, there's no way to actually achieve that without having one of them set off a bomb. So, just at the very south, somebody facing south, followed by somebody facing northeast. So I notice the top left and bottom left form those pair of facings. So I need to magically place those 2 mimics in first without stabbing any of the others. This is such a pain. It's just the not stabbing each other part that's really irritating to try to achieve, as well as Beethro not stabbing them. And them not stabbing Beethro. Like, you have to know when you've given the player too many mimics to contend with. There's no way you don't know that just by testing it yourself. I guess my first goal should be to sort of unstick them from each other, and then worry about who goes where. In my head, I'm thinking it would be really nice if I could just not ever turn my sword, so that I could just think about where they have their swords turned as where they start out with them. I'm not sure it's possible to achieve anything without turning your sword ever, though. everybody accounted for? Did I stab someone without realizing? No, I count 8. We're fine. So south-facing Mimic needs to go in first. Oh dear. No. Okay, south is in first, then northeast. I don't know who should go in after northeast. North maybe? But, oh, so east should go in next. East goes in next because east sword will go into the pit, and then southeast. And now goes northwest. So I was very confused by this room in the first place because my initial impression was, oh, I need to do something fancy by placing mimics on where these checkpoints in the middle are to like block off the citizen paths and somehow make them achieve something in a very specific order. That was what really perplexed me, was because that looked like a complete nightmare to try to achieve, and I really didn't want to. If it's just placing the mimics in the right order, and this is really all there is to the room, it's actually a pretty neat room. It's just kind of a nightmare to start because we chose to place all the mimics on top of each other at the beginning of the room. Maybe we could have put the mimics, like... I think if I wanted to build a room that worked like this, it would be my preference to keep focus away from the whole mimics running into and stabbing each other by just putting all of the mimics into boxes that you open by stepping on pressure plates for each one. So you can go pick up the mimic and put it where you want it, and then go pick up another mimic and put him where you want him, without ever having to collide mimics against each other. Does that make sense? Like, I don't consider the mimics clashing into each other to be a meaningful part of this puzzle. It's just kind of an annoying thing that happens while you're trying to actually solve the puzzle. That confuses me. It confused me to no end at the beginning because I wasn't sure, like, that part just made it incomprehensible to me, if that makes any sense. But I did solve it. It's just like, it would have been much more clear if these guys were in boxes. I would understand what I was trying to do. Didn't have to do with, like, I don't know. But yeah, it's satisfying to see it go once it's solved. Oops. It's just this first part is kind of tedious, and its presence makes the room harder to comprehend in a way that I don't think is, like, good. For the sake of the puzzle, I mean. I mean, I get it that some of my confusion is just due to the construction of the, of this entire, what's the word, enforcement widget. The enforcement widget looks really strange, and that's fine, but I don't know. Anyway, I wonder what the fastest possible solution looks like by MX Wadi. Oh, we actually turned our swords once. That's interesting. And then turned them back. That's pretty neat. So that's what it looks like to do the first part efficiently, I guess. Anyway, if you can't tell, I'm getting ready to quit because I don't think I'm going to figure out this room to the east here. But I would say solving 3 out of 4 actual rooms isn't too bad, especially when one of them was a snake nightmare. 2 of them were Snake Nightmares, so that's pretty good. So that was 3 holds, pretty good. 100, breaking a century. Unbelievable that I've been at it for over 100 weeks. But we're only in O. Just look at where this scroll bar is. It's crazy. So thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. I guess we did Officially Corrupt, Old School, and Old Tower. Next we have some things that start with 1, and then a little bit more in the O's. Yep. Oh, I'm almost certain that I'll be completely well by next Tuesday, but I guess if I'm not, you can prepare for more sniffing and coughing. Hopefully not, though. Anyway, farewell for now.